How's everyone doing? This is your boy. This one is going to be a little different than my usual fare. I kind of mentioned in the past that I was going to start doing things about current events and true crime to a degree. And this one is going to be definitely along those lines. This is something that recently happened in Illinois, of all places. And it was terrible. I mean, ridiculous. I saw part of the footage. I couldn't watch the rest of it. I'm pretty used to watching some hardcore stuff. Leave it at that. But the thing is, this woman, Sonya Massey, I think was her name, she obviously was going through a mental health situation. I mean, again, you have to understand, I have enough experience, of course, being around it and dealing with it. I know all too well about this kind of thing. It's obvious she was having, I'm not going to say she was having a breakdown. There was definitely some psychosis going on there, if you know what I'm talking about. She was definitely suffering from either a, a decompensation or break. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And that's what makes this even more disgusting. Yes, disgusting. I can't say that word too many times about this. It's just stupidity. I have a very low tolerance for that foolishness. But anyway, this woman called the cops because obviously she was having something going on with her. And we have a, trust me, from those of us who have had experience with psychotic breaks and things like that, hallucinations is part of the deal. Yeah, you want a hell package straight from the pit, have a psychotic break. And what's going to happen is you're going to see things, hear things, your senses become heightened, etc., etc., etc. And is there a possible demonic influence with that? Yeah, of course. It leaves you more open for it. But anyway, I'm getting off track. This poor woman was obviously having that. And of course, it makes sense, you know, when you feel threatened and all that. So it's best to call the cops. I mean, make no mistake. But at the same time, sometimes it's not I mean, like I said, sometimes there's no other choice. But sometimes, you know, it's your time, it's your time. But there ain't no excuse for what this animal did. None. So anyway, so this poor woman gets the cops there, you know, and they're talking with her and stuff. I mean, you can watch the video for yourself. Things kind of unfold, and you can tell, again, she's not all there. She's just completely, she's not good. There was a guy, a real prick named Sean Grayson, I think was the dude's name. He was one of the cops. And so anyway, this animal decides to start he was really bullying on her. I don't know what the deal was, but I think this is where something I think supernatural was going on. I could be totally wrong, but I'm sorry. This is how my own experiences, you know, it can make you biased, and I admit that. So moving on past that. So anyway, this poor woman, she's obviously very not great, if you know what I'm talking about. She moves into the kitchen. You know, there's like an island in the kitchen, and of course there's water on the stove. And the thing is, she wasn't even really doing too much threatening. But immediately, that big bastard, Mr. Grayson, decides, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get stupid real quick. And that's right there is when things started going south really, really fast. She seemed to sense something was not right with that man. And I believe that. I've been seeing people on YouTube saying, oh, this man was possessed, and that's how she reacted the way she did. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I wouldn't be surprised. Leave it at that. People with mental diseases are more prone to oppression and possession, but also at the same time, they're more prone to sense. And trust me, I should know on this. They're more prone to sense the evil in others, or sometimes demonic influence. Now, I don't know what Mr. Grayson's past had anything to do with anything. I can tell you right now, the way he was moving around and stuff like that, he was I can almost guarantee he was ex-military. So maybe he had some trauma that come with him when he come home. But in the end, there ain't no excuse for what this creature did. I'm sorry, I don't really have much love for people that murder other people, if you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this guy, when he sees her getting that water, he sees her get that water, and then she starts speaking, I rebuke you in the name of, I want to say she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, or something along those lines. That dude went nuts right then and there. That's right there is what I'm saying. Of course, it could have been that boiling water. She hadn't thrown it. Now, you have to understand, when I first heard about this, I was thinking to myself, I can't blame anyone for shooting someone for threatening to throw boiling hot water on them. Have you ever been burned with hot water? It's not fun. Let me tell you right now, there's a couple of times where I've had that happen to me, and I carry this. The wounds they take a long time to heal, and this is minor injuries, and they leave scars for a good bit afterward, which eventually fade, but sometimes don't. Just leave it at that. And I know from experience. I was thinking to myself, yeah, maybe it was justified. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Something like that's a deadly weapon. And it can kill someone real quick, especially if in the face, the eyes. My point is it can maim, cripple, or end your life. So I was thinking, when I first heard about this, I was thinking, yeah, old boy may be justified. Then I looked at that video, man. And thank God I did. Changed a lot of things. That woman was literally curled in on herself when the man said, hey, I'm going to shoot you in the face, and that's exactly what he did. That right there, sir, and ladies, is a good example of what's going on right now in this country. My point is, the devil is running wild, and he is literally polluting everything and everyone. And usually people of authority are the first ones that he tries to go after, because they're the ones that can wield the biggest. It's kind of like Tulsa Doom said, which was brilliant in the movie Conan the Barbarian. Who cares about the riddle of steel? More like the riddle of flesh. The hand wields the steel. I can control the hand. Think about that. Think about it deeply, man. Like I said, this is it's horrible. But at the same time, I got to give this girl's her parents deep respect, because I don't know if color had anything to do with it. A lot of times it does, which again is disgusting and ridiculous. But on the other hand, her parents handled it with class, man. I got to respect that. Because let me tell you something. A lot of times, even especially George Floyd, that was a total other mess, which was on everyone's. Let's leave it at this. That was on everybody, including Mr. Floyd. Moving on past that. But I'm going to tell you right now, it was uncalled for, ridiculous. But I'm going to tell you right now, also Mr. Floyd's, I want to say his family, they was totally saying, hey, let's burn this stuff down. That's what happened there. At least they tried to. I got to give Miss Massey's parents respect. They're handling everything with class, like true human beings. Unlike this. Sorry, guys, this one just really boiled my blood more than usual. I understand about the water, I do. But my point is, that could have been handled so differently, man. That woman was cowering on the floor, and he gunned her down like an animal. There is no excuse. And again, I want to start covering things like this, partially because these things fascinate me, and I do enjoy true crime. I always have, all my life. Trust me, I'm one of the biggest Law and Order SVU fans out there, man. Leave it at that. But I want to start doing things like this to kind of start branching out from this. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do cryptids and stuff, and my stories. But I want to start branching out and move past certain things and put things out there. That's all I'm saying. And also, you guys have to be aware of something. These things happen for a reason. And of course, yes, the devil's running amok. But the Lord is also trying to open our eyes of the horrors that are going on. In 2024, man, I have never seen anything like this year. Let me tell you guys. Of course, with what happened with Trump, and then people trying to ace him, and of course, Joe Biden having to be. The fact is, they didn't have a choice. Again, I'm not a fan of politicians at all, but I have to say that my point is, you can't leave someone like that in charge with power for too long. It don't work that way. Especially if his mental faculty is gone. It just it's a bad image and also leaves you in trouble. So, am I definitely on their side? Hell no. I'm hoping, let's leave it at this, I think they're all basically lizard people. Of course, not all of them, but there's definitely something going on. I'm sorry, guys. They're green people, and I think they want one thing for us. But I am glad the Lord is showing these things now, because he's showing things to people and they're responding, they're waking up. And that is a good thing. But as for Miss Massey, keep her family in your prayers, guys, because she's, they're needing it badly. They didn't ask for this, and she sure as hell didn't. And as for the idiot that shot her, well, he's looking at a prison sentence, life. I want to say 40 years or 50 years to life or something like that. Hopefully he gets all of it. There is no excuse for acting like an animal. When you do, you get put in a cage. But on the other hand, if he's possessed, which I'm wondering, he's definitely oppressed, it's hard to kind of separate the sin from the sinner when it comes to just bad acts like this. So, even that situation, prayers, guys. Everyone all around is needing it. You guys be blessed and you be safe.